entrant into this chart here. Bob Mueller's the centerpiece of the investigation, obviously former FBI director. Now, for all of these people, I want to just knock this out straight. People, Bob Mueller was appointed by a Republican. Jim Comey was a Republican. Folks, listen, I thought you were just making the case minutes ago that partisan affiliation doesn't matter. In other words, when I start showing you the people he hired, right, Mueller, the Democrats are like, well, the fact that they were Democrats and they went to Hillary's party, that doesn't matter. Bob Mueller was a Republican. Listen, I am pointing out relationships that are corrupting based on the fact that they represented people who are subjects in this campaign. I don't care that Bob Mueller was appointed by a Republican or Jim Comey. I don't care. I don't care about any of that stuff. So Mueller's number one. So who does Mueller appoint as his lead pit bull in the investigation into Donald Trump? Of all the people in all the world to hire, as your numero uno guy, your lieutenant, to go out there and go target Donald Trump and find out if this collusion thing is real, he picks who? Andrew Weissmann. Now, Andrew Weissmann is so deeply conflicted in this case, I just had to pick three quick talking points here. The fact, number one, that he sends this email, Andrew Weissmann, to Sally Yates, Trump's deputy attorney general, for a brief period when he gets into office, after Sally Yates defies Donald Trump. And what does he do? He congratulates her for her strength. He is also was an attendant at the Hillary Rodham Clinton election night fiasco when she lost. He is also involved heavily in the Enron case. In other words, he has some serious conflicts of interest. You may say, Enron, what the heck? Pay attention to me, and this will all make sense. We got the chart up for you. So he hires Weissmann, a known, sorry, my arm is healing. I got Band-Aids everywhere. Can you see that? I got Band-Aids all over my arm. Sometimes I get stuck. Yeah. He hires Andrew Weissmann, who cannot stand Donald Trump, clearly is a fan of Hillary Rodham Clinton, and has congratulated people within the Justice Department who defy Donald Trump against their own oath, okay? So let's just put that out there. He's the easy one. This is where it starts to get a little interesting. So Mueller hires Weissmann. Who else does Mueller bring onto his team in the special counsel to target Trump? Subject number one, Jeannie Rhee. Jeannie Rhee. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner. Who is Jeannie Rhee? Jeannie Rhee was an outside counsel for who? So Mueller brings on lawyers. He's looking for lawyers in what should be a nonpartisan investigation. You'd think you'd want people who have no prominent political affiliation. So he brings on Jeannie Rhee, Joe, who was the outside counsel for the Clinton Foundation. Yes! Wow! Oh, again, all the lawyers in all the known universe. Bob Mueller picks as his lead pit bull the guy who was going to go to Hillary Clinton's election night party, or did go, and congratulates people who fight against Trump. Then they bring on Jeannie Rhee, who is an outside counsel for the Clinton Foundation, was the deputy assistant attorney general under, remember we were told political affiliation doesn't matter, right? Or it does matter. But now it's not going to matter when I say that. Remember, Bob Mueller was a Republican. Bob Mueller, so that means it's nonpartisan. Okay, so political affiliation all of a sudden matters. So does this political affiliation matter? Jeannie Rhee was the deputy assistant attorney general for, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Oh, Barack Obama. Yes, that's right. Barack Obama. The guy, remember he was president, Joe? Remember him before Trump? Remember that guy? Yeah, two-termer? Yes. The DAG, Deputy Assistant Attorney General for Obama, who was the outside counsel of the Clintons, who also represented Obama hack Ben Rhodes, noted storyteller and fiction writer. No, literally was a fiction writer, Ben Rhodes. Remember the guy who used to brag in the Obama administration about how he used to fool the media? Yes, she represented him too. Yeah. Joe, they're off to a grand old start, aren't they? It's totally not partisan. Total. Of all the lawyers in all the world, you pick these two. Oh, no, I'm not done. There's more.
Oh, yeah.
So, also, throw that chart up, Paul. So your Mueller hires Weissmann. He also hires Jeannie Rhee, all connected to Democrats through professional and political, in some cases, their relationships. Who else comes on next? Aaron Zebley they pick. Aaron Zebley. There's another one. Isn't this great? So Mueller picks out, who's Aaron Zebley, you may ask. Well, let me solve that one for you. Again, of all the lawyers in all the known universe, Aaron Zebley gets hired to go after Trump in the special counsel. Who did Aaron Zebley represent? He was counsel for a guy named Justin Cooper. Justin Cooper, who was that? He's the guy who is, folks, this is not a joke. I'm not making this up to be funny. This stuff actually happened, okay? Cooper is the guy who had to hire a lawyer because he was alleged to be the guy who destroyed the Hillary Clinton BlackBerries when they were trying to cover up the email scandal. This is the guy who was alleged to have done it, actually done the deed. Zeppeli was his lawyer. So of all the lawyers, and you're trying to be nonpartisan, and remember, they love to point out political and partisan affiliation. Bob Mueller was a Republican, Jim Comey was a, but not when it comes to any of this. The fact that Jeannie Reed worked for Obama and the Clinton Foundation, the fact that Aaron Zeppeli represented the guy who was alleged to have destroyed the BlackBerries in the Clinton email case, none of this is supposed to matter to us. You may say, all right, it's some conflict of interest, but it's A-okay, no big deal. Dan, you're exaggerating a little bit. Oh, I'm not done. Because you may be saying with that chart Paula has up there, like, okay, you got the right side occupied, but there's still an open space on the left. Yeah, because I needed more space for all the conflicts this guy has. Remember, this report's going to drop any day now. Public support is in the can, and impeachment is a political process. The reason people think this Mueller thing is a witch hunt is because it is. What's the fourth suspicious tie here? One of the sources Bob Mueller has used in this investigation is a guy by the name of George Nader. George Nader has been an informant, by the way, who has ties to Democrats as well. Nader's been involved. If you're a regular listener to the show, you know the history of Nader. I'll give it to you just quick in a nutshell. Nader has been a source for Mueller. In other words, a cooperator, giving Mueller info. Nader is alleged to have set up many of these meetings, meetings with the UAE and people on the Trump team, meetings with Eric Prince in the Seychelles, Betsy DeVos, a Trump campaign cabinet member's brother. And it's those meetings that the Mueller team has been investigating, is highly suspicious about those meetings. This is the guy who set them up, Nader. He is one of Mueller's main sources, one of his guys he's going to gin up information on the Trump team. I believe Nader. I believe there was a big setup that Nader was a part of. A setup of the Trump team. Who's Nader's lawyer? This is where it gets super special. Nader's lawyer is Kathy Ruemmler. Kathy Ruemmler is representing Nader. Now you may say, wait, how does this all tie to me? Don't go anywhere. Kathy Ruemmler, wait, hold on, keep that up. Keep that up a second, Paul. So Nader's being represented by Kathy Ruemmler. Kathy Ruemmler was Barack Obama's White House counsel. She was literally, not figuratively, and you know I hate literally because it's literally the most overused word in the English language. Ruemmler literally worked for Barack Obama as his fixer and his lawyer in the White House. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. Now,
Nope.
who else worked for President Obama in the White House? I'm gonna square this circle for you. The chart will make it make a lot of sense if you want to go home and check it out on YouTube. A woman by the name of Lisa Monaco. Lisa Monaco was the chief of staff for Bob Mueller at one point. And Lisa Monaco also had a position on the Enron investigation as one of the prosecutors on the Enron investigation. Lisa Monaco was investigating Enron with who? With Kathy Ruemmler, Obama's White House counsel. Later on, became Obama's White House counsel. And Andrew Weissman, the pit bull, the lead lieutenant in this entire case. They all know each other, folks. They all know each other. In other words, I think Weissman wanted to be sure he had a bunch of Trump haters and Clinton supporters. But not just that. People tied to the Obama administration, number one, but people he knew because he needed to trust them. He needed to trust them to keep those horse blinders on. The prize is Trump. The prize isn't the Obama administration or Clinton, which ironically, the evidence of Russian and foreign collusion and Ukrainian collusion with the Obama administration, the Clintons, and people at the FBI and DOJ is now thick. But they were never going to look into that because the key players in this were all Obama-Hillary connected people. Now, why does Monaco matter? You may say, well, what does she have to do with the Mueller probe? She's not on the Mueller probe, and she's not. You'd be right. But she knows Mueller. She was his chief of staff. Monaco worked for Obama. She was one of his lead national security officials. She was a right-hand person of Barack Obama. Make no mistake, while the Spygate thing was going on. Monaco is replaced in her position after she leaves Mueller. She goes to work at the Department of Justice National Security Division. Who replaces her in that position? John Carlin. John Carlin was also Bob Mueller's chief of staff, ladies and gentlemen. John Carlin was the guy in the Department of Justice that had to sign off on all of this information going to the FISA court as the head of the National Security Division. He's conveniently also Bob Mueller's old chief of staff.
Ow.
Excuse me. So let's keep that up a second. So Mueller, follow the chart here, hires Weissman. Weissman hates Trump. We already know that. Big Hillary supporter. Mueller also hires Jeannie Rhee, outside counsel for the Clinton Foundation on one of their cases. Mueller also hires Aaron Zebley, a counsel for one of the Clinton folks accused of destroying the BlackBerries in the email scam. Mueller's using as a source a guy by the name of George Nader. Nader is the source as a lawyer. The lawyer's Obama's former White House counsel, Kathy Rumler, who worked with Lisa Monaco and Andy Weissman on the Enron case. They know each other. Monaco went on to work for Obama, too, as one of his lead national security officials during the Spygate scandal, while Rumler was his lawyer, Obama's lawyer. And who replaces Monaco after she was in the National Security Division? That was before she went over to be Obama's, one of his national security folks in the White House, Homeland Security officials. John Carlin, who was Mueller's former chief of staff, who had to put his John Hancock somewhere on signing off on all this information being used in the FISA court. And they know each other from the Enron case. And who was the FBI director during the Enron case? Bob Mueller. Folks, I mean, I'm asking you for a moment. I know that may have sounded a little complicated on the audio, but I think it made sense, Joe. I think I don't want to ever forfeit our audio. The audio side, you are the show. The video is a supplement. Did that make sense?
The chart. Yeah, but the chart was awesome.
Paul, that's Paula, my wife. It's just, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding you. Like, I love my wife to death, but she did that chart in like 45 minutes. Like, and by the way, that was you may say, okay, great, we're 45 minutes. No, while doing like 10 other things. While also remember, we had to record the show early tonight. So while processing like 10 or 12 other things. So she's really that good. You watch the chart on the YouTube, it'll all make sense to you. They all know each other. I'm willing to forgive by chance that Bob Mueller hired Jeannie Rhee. All right, maybe he hired Jeannie Rhee and then a guy with a Republican-leaning... And you may say, well, they can't ask him about partisan affiliation. Folks, come on. Are you serious? Are you this stupid?